Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters. Welcome back again to the channel. My name is Yediya. Thank you for watching. So we continue on our topic in Genesis 1 verse 1. We read it in Hebrew and we try to reveal the hidden secrets and the hidden mysteries in Genesis 1 verse 1, because there is so much there. 1 verse 1, the way you're supposed to understand it in the Hebrew, it will tell you everything about the whole Bible, everything about the creation, everything about you as human, and most importantly, everything about your heavenly Father and the Messiah. Everything is there in Genesis 1 verse 1. So that's what we have been doing. So this is our third video on the topic. So we'll continue where we stopped last time. But before we do that, let me say a very big thank you to some of you, my brothers and sisters, who have been showing some love by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. I want to say a very big thank you to you all. Thank you so much. And to some of you who are going to subscribe, please, thank you so much, and thank you in advance. And please continue to support us by subscribing to our channel, as we are doing our own part to wake up our brothers and sisters who are scattered in the four corners of the earth. So let's continue with our lesson. So before we continue, let's summarize what we learned so far in our two previous videos. In the first video, we learned that the translators did not translate Genesis 1 verse 1 properly. They left something behind, and that thing has given a room to some people to push in some satanic doctrine that are not scriptural. So in lesson 2, we fixed that. We knew what in lesson 1 we were able to find out what they missed out. We understand that they were supposed to fix word from the beginning, because word was in the beginning. So in lesson 2 we fixed that. So in lesson 2 we spelled out so in lesson 2 we explained how we were able to do that by spelling out the very first Hebrew alphabet and using the pictures that represent the first letter. We understand that the first Hebrew alphabet is composed of two letters, is composed of two other letters, which is Lamed Pe. So we spell them out and use the pictograph that represents that letter to understand the meaning, and we find out that it was word that our heavenly Father spoke, and heaven come to existence, and he spoke the word again, the earth come to existence. So it was the word that our heavenly Father used to create everything. So in today's lesson we continue where we stopped in our last lesson. Before we do that, we must know and understand the basic principles and fundamentals of the Hebrew alphabet. So we will start by reading out the 22 Hebrew alphabet. So let's begin with Aleph, which is the first letter. Bet, which is the second letter. Gimel, which is the third letter. Dalet, which is the fourth letter. Hey, which is the fifth letter. Vav, which is the sixth letter, or Wa. It's Wa. Used to pronounce as Wa in ancient times, but the modern Hebrew changed to Vav. So it's Wa, which is the sixth letter. Zain, which is the seventh letter. Het. Het is pronounced Het. Het. The C is silent. Het, which is the eighth letter. Tet, which is the ninth letter. Yod, which is the 10th letter. Kaf, which is the 11th letter. Lamed, which is the 12th letter. Mem, which is the 13th letter. Nun, which is the 14th letter. Samek, which is the 15th letter. Ain, which is the 16th letter. Pe, which is the 17th letter. Zadi, which is the 18th letter. Kuf, which is the 19th letter. Resh, which is the 20th letter. Shin, which is 21 letter. And Tav, which is the 22 letter. So the Hebrew language is 22 letter. Another basic foundation of the Hebrew we must know is that each letter, as I showed to you, is a pictograph. Each letter has a picture that represents the letter. So all the letters are pictograph. Each letter is a number. Each letter is a word. Each letter is composed of other letters. So for example, like we did in our second lesson, Aleph is composed of two other letters, which is Lamed and Pe. So that is the second fundamental we must know. First, we must know the Hebrew alphabet. Second, we must know how the Hebrew alphabet and language work. We must also know that each letter means something. The function of the picture that represents the letter will tell us the meaning of that letter. The numerical value of that letter will also tell us the meaning of that letter. Appearance of the letter will tell us the meaning of that letter. Characteristics of the picture that represent that letter will also tell us the meaning of the letter. Because Hebrew is a pictograph language, when you add one Hebrew letter with another, you have a description of reality. Another thing you must know is that Hebrew is a way of thinking, is a concrete thought. And the world we are living in today, the Western world that we are living today, is abstract thought. So I'm going to give you the definition of concrete thought and abstract thought. So in order to place the correct context to a Hebrew word from the ancient Hebrew language, one must first of all understand ancient Hebrew thought. So you must understand ancient Hebrew thought, which is concrete thought, and we must understand the modern thought, which is abstract thought. So let's get to know the two the difference between concrete thought and abstract thought. So let's start with abstract. Greek thought view the world, which is the modern way of thinking. Greek thought view the world through the mind, abstract thought. Ancient Hebrew thought view the world through the sense, concrete thought. So we will go ahead and explain that. So let me start with concrete thought, the definition of concrete thought. So once we define the two thought, we will understand the difference and we will understand how it affects our life and every area of our living and how we have been and how we see our Heavenly Father. So definition of concrete thought. Concrete thought is expression of concepts and ideas in a way that can be seen, just like the way I showed you how the alphabet in a picture form. Okay, let me read that again. Concrete thought is the expression of concepts and ideas in ways that can be seen, touch, smell, used or heard. All five of these senses are used when speaking, hearing, writing, and reading the Hebrew language. An example of this can be found in Psalm 1 verse 3. So if you read that psalm, you see that our King David used things that we can see like river, tree, fruit, and things we can see to describe, to make his point. So let me continue. Example of this can be found in example of concrete thought. Example of concrete thought can be found in the Psalm 1 verse 3. He is like a tree planted by the streams of water, which yield its fruit in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. In this passage, author expresses his thoughts in concrete terms such as tree, streams of water, fruit, and leaf. So now we see that concrete thought will always express things in the way that we can see, and you see that the Hebrew alphabet is a pictograph. So all Hebrew words are reality. So once you had the alphabet together, then the alphabet, you had one letter together that made up the word. So the picture of that letter and the number will tell you the reality of the word. So let's go ahead and see the meaning of abstract thought. Abstract thought is the expression of concepts and ideas in ways that cannot be seen, touched, smelled, tasted, or heard. Example of abstract thought can be found in Psalm 103. It uses the word compassionate, gracious, and slow, and hunger. So those words are abstract words which you cannot see, but you see the words in Psalm 1 verse 3 is the words that you can see. Now that we know all the basic principles and fundamentals of the Hebrew alphabet and Hebrew language, so now how do we know the meaning of a letter? Okay, my brothers and sisters, we'll answer that question in the section 2 of this video. We are still on part 3, but the part 3 is split into two sections. Section 1, this is section 1, and in section 2 we'll understand that and we'll continue where we stop in the part 2 of the video. Please, if this is your first time watching, please subscribe to our channel so that you get notification when we upload the section 2 of this video and all other videos on this topic, because we must break the whole Genesis 1 verse 1 down in Hebrew. We are building the foundation. We're starting from the foundation, so that way once you understand it properly, no one can ever lie to you again about the Holy Scriptures, because the foundation is solid. So we are dealing with foundation now, so we have to deal with it thoroughly. Please subscribe so that you get notification when we upload our next video. Alright, my brothers and sisters, please do well to don't forget to study your scriptures and always pray for our brothers and sisters who are scattered in the four corners of the earth, and also pray for me too, as I also pray for you all. Please do have remain blessed. Shalom.
חייני יהוה מרפא הושיעני בבשע